Okay, we're back in the car, just putting the suction cup back up. It fell down again. I cleaned the suction cup. Hopefully it'll stay a little longer now. But let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, I think I moved it. Now that the suction cup is wet, it's a little slippery, but okay, there we go. We got it. So just got to restore my seat, move the seat back so I can turn on the camera more easily. And all right, so navigate home. Shift drive. See if I can force it to go right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that does work where you... Oh, maybe not. It changed. Not going to see that stop sign. Oh, wow. It's pretty aggressive, but there were no cars, so felt safe enough. It's going to stop for this stop sign, though. That's good. Okay, I gave it a little bit of gas there just because it was going to take longer. And there's other cars involved. I don't like to lollygag that long. Feels good. Okay, going right. Usually it takes me straight and then we get on the highway over there, but this is another way that gets on the highway quicker, sooner, which I'm fine with. I like to go different routes anyway. Test out the beta, full self-driving beta. This car's in the way, I might have to creep. Yeah, creeping up more. Oh, and it's like, oh, I've got my own lane, so I can go. That's pretty good. It's a little questioning. It's not sure about this yield sign, but if it doesn't figure it out, okay, there it goes. It figured it out. If it didn't figure out, I was going to push it through because there was someone behind me, but it turned out all right. A little timid, but that was good. I mean, these days it's like it's got to be more timid and safe rather than crazy and a little reckless. then you can just let it stay at the speed limit. It sets that automatically, or I can go up if I want. I can go up 1 mile per hour if I go small motions on this, or in intervals of 5 if I do a swipe, basically. So it's pretty easy to quickly set any speed you want. I usually set it for 10 miles an hour over. I need to take the car for tire balancing, I believe. It's we ran the tires for a few months that were a little low, and I think they got out of balance because of it. Probably need new tires next couple years. I think they already probably would recommend it, but if it's not like snowy and terribly rainy, it's probably not that dangerous. We're not like at blowout risk or anything like that. I remember they used to talk about the Lincoln test. You use a penny and you stick it in the tread, and you can see all of Lincoln's head. Then it's time to change the tires. We're nowhere near that yet. About half of Lincoln's head would be covered. But if they wore unevenly, I know that's not ideal. But it's funny because since we pumped up the tires before our road trip, it's gotten better. It's gotten smoother. So if some of the roughness in the ride was because of the uneven wear, it's like re-evening out, I guess, to a certain extent. Show tire pressure. Okay, it's actually right where it needs to be. 42 on the left and 43 on the right. It's funny, I pumped up the left two first, so I wonder if they were still warm when I pumped them up, and then the right two got cold, so it might have put a little extra pressure in, because I use the same setting and the same pump for all 4 tires. So interesting anyway. But I'd rather be a pound over than almost 5 pounds low as it was. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera for a second. Yeah, this suction cup has like a lever to increase the suction power, and the lever seems to be not doing its job. I need to replace my jerry-rigged phone suction cup roof mount. Been reluctant to buy the Quad Lock brand one. It's because it's a little pricey, and I was able to make something with I had a phone mount with a decent suction cup, so I just like screwed it into a stick that has a quad mount. I had a bunch of these little quad mount buttons, Quad Lock mount buttons, I guess. You can mount anywhere. So I made my own tripod stands and things like that, just because Quad Lock stuff is a little expensive, and it does last. It is good quality stuff, and I'm happy with what I bought. The case is great for riding bikes. I also like that you can put this finger holder on the back, so it like decreases the chance of dropping the phone. Just when it's on this Quad Lock is mounted to the back of the phone, you just hold it like that. Makes it a lot easier. There was a guy on an electric skateboard, like an electric longboard, and he had a helmet and everything. He was flying I really wanted to see what he showed up as on the display. But I didn't get a chance to look. But I guess I'm recording, so I'll check it out later. So after my workout, I was gonna eat this acai bowl, but it's like frozen, like really frozen. So I figure I'll let it thaw out a little bit and eat it at home. But I won't be buying it again. I don't think. It's like $9 for mostly frozen. I guess they're frozen fresh, so it's like frozen ingredients, but they were fresh when they were frozen. So maybe it still has decent health benefits, but it's not particularly delicious or anything. So this is one thing I wish they would change. There's actually room to get out of the lane here, but it's not doing it. It kind of blocks the lane when it can't turn left. Could maneuver into that little niche in the road. You know, it's just, again, it inconveniences the drivers behind a little bit. Today the guy seemed patient, so I didn't worry about it. And there wasn't a ton of traffic, so just a matter of time before we make the left turn. Also, there's a light if you go down a little further and turn left later, which is what I usually do if I'm driving. So things like that, it would be nice to have, you know, when the full self-driving is driving, it'd be nice to give you some options. You know, maybe it routes, you know, at the beginning you have some options. It routes maybe 3 different possibilities and you can choose which one you want to take. If it keeps those in mind while it's driving and then gives you an option, you know, I don't know, 20 seconds before you get to those discrepancies in the route, that'd be kind of nice actually. You can decide which route you want to take based on the situation, the moment. But you know, I guess you could just drive your own car too. Okay, I see a car coming. There it is on the screen. So it's blue, so it's waiting for it. And I like that it kind of starts to creep. It's more human now, where it's like the car isn't completely past, but it's going to be past, so it starts to creep a little earlier. Oh, let's see, he saw that pedestrian and was a concern for a second, but then when he realized he was walking in the same direction as us on the road, he turned from blue man group guy to gray man. All right. And then this would also be nice if we could, you know, program it to drive, you know, back into our driveway, but it just stops here in the middle of the road in front of our house, which is fine for now. This is something. It won't recognize our driveway as a parking spot, so I have to do this myself. For now. So one question I get a lot of is, oh, how much did you have to spend for charging, you know, setting up a charging station at home? Well, we actually didn't have to pay anything because that's our charging station. We have a window right there. We had an 240 outlet for an old dryer that, you know, the previous owner used, but we haven't been using it. So all we had to do was change the outlet. So maybe that was a $5 to $10 item, but my dad actually did the work when he was here before we even got this car. We did it so he could charge his Model S. He just did the work, no problem. And now we have got that in place. We thought maybe we'd eventually install a more permanent charging station, but you know, this charges plenty fast. I mean, we get a full charge in probably, you know, if you ever charge from 5% to 100%, it might take 6 hours, 6.5 hours. But you never do that. Most of the time it's like you're charging, so charging. For regular daily driving, we set it either 55. I'm going to actually set it to 55. 55 to 60 ballpark. So the type of battery that we have works best if you leave it around 50% as much as possible. So if we're only driving 5 to 10 miles, 55, most of the time we just drive very short distances. So 55 is a good setting. And then when we have trip, oh yeah, here it says daily from 50 to 80 is good. And then whenever you're going on a trip, you can go past 80. We charge to 100, and it's always been ready in the morning, no matter how little charge we had at night when we came in. So this charging station the charging setup we have was free, and it's good enough for everything that we've needed to do. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Take care. So this is also cool. When I change my seat, I can either save the new position or I can hit restore and it'll take me back to the other position. But I'm going to turn off the camera first.